fight it. I didn't fight it. I went with it, and it's been great. It's obviously, look, women are the OG sex robots. If we take their rights away, that would be even better. But that's not going to happen. And women are awful. They're awful, awful, awful people. And it's not 100% their fault. We gave them rights. We kind of have our own selves to blame. And you have people who are enabling it and supporting it and cheering it on. So you can't really expect women to stop doing it. It just is what it is. But I'm just trying to, like, it worked for, like, I wasn't even expecting it to work for me. Nobody, like, sat me down like, hey, TFM, you should get a sex doll. Like, Phil just reached out to me because I was reviewing sex toys and offered to send me a doll to review. He wasn't expecting me to, like, fall in love with it and incorporate it into my show and make her, like, a co-host to read super chats and all this other stuff. Like, that was all me. The point is a waifu can change your life. And especially as women become worse, and as the price of pussy keeps going up and the quality keeps going down, I'm just telling you, consider it. And I understand the PUAs don't want to hear that because they're trying to sell you a bunch of snake oil and seminars and coaching bullshit to try to teach you the secret. But I mean, again, look at Isaac. He's a TikTok, Instagram influencer who takes pictures on yachts and works out all the time. He's doing everything the PUAs claim works, and his fiance yells at him all the time and isn't even that good looking. And this is what you're sacrificing everything for. And it's just not worth it. Not worth it. There's so much more to live for. All right.
Imagine doing all that and then you can't even get a gym thought GF.
It's not worth it. It's just not. And the sex isn't even that good. The thing is like, when you have sex with a woman, you have to not enjoy the sex. This is the secret. If you have premature ejaculation issues, here's the secret. It's all mental. It's not about the sex itself. It's all mental. You have to not enjoy the sex. So there's tricks you can do. You can cause yourself pain. Like you can I don't know, like a trick I used to do is I would lean on my wrist. I would twist my hand and lean on my wrist to cause myself physical pain so that I wouldn't enjoy the sex. So I wouldn't orgasm too quickly. And so after you give her a couple orgasms, she'll like give you the signal that it's okay for you to come now. And then you can finally enjoy the sex. But that's the big treat you get. You're not even allowed to enjoy 80% of the sex that you earned jumping through all these fucking hoops to try to get a girlfriend or somebody to actually sleep with you. It's just not worth it at all. And it just keeps getting worse. Like I tapped out years ago and it's just getting worse. Like, okay, case in point, our final article from NBCnews.com. I didn't shave my legs for a month. In that time, I learned a lot about bodily autonomy. And they're trying to tie this into like Roe v. Wade being overturned. So now women are going to stop shaving their bodies. And they're going to fucking rub their hairy fucking armpits and fucking pubes all over you. And it's just like, what is it going to take, guys? Where is your line? Is being a fat single mom and a whore not enough? What if she stops shaving? What if she just, gets some fucking cheese growing in her folds? Where is your line? Do you have a line? Is there a line where you're like, you know what? It's not worth it. It's just not worth this shit. Because here we have women on this is NBC News. This isn't like, some feminist rag. This isn't some obscure blog. This is NBC News. Celebrating women just not shaving anymore. We're not going to shave anymore. Boo. Enjoy just body hair. Love it. Love body hair. Like, it's just, I get it. What's funny is, while women are becoming this, you have like gay guys dressing up like traps and anime girls seducing sexually confused weeaboos to their homosexual agenda. And it's like someone's got to stand up to this. We have men dressing like women and being more feminine than actual women. This ain't right. This ain't right.
I mean, to be fair, it's like usually, unless they're like hardcore feminists or something, it's not usually actually the attractive women that like are doing this. Like I'm looking at a picture from like her Twitter of this writer, and I mean, I don't know how old she is, but like she looks like she's balding. Like she has like a like receding hairline that's already to like the middle of the top of her head. So it's obviously not like the cream of the crop that's like starting to not shave their legs.
But so we saw this with the sex worker stuff. Like if you look at street walking whores, they were never the most attractive women. They were usually meth heads and shit like that. But now they've destigmatized sex work to the point that women are just on seeking arrangements. They're on OnlyFans. And you're expected to just accept that women are sex workers now. And how dare you shame a woman for being a sex worker? You should just accept her for who she is. And even if she's gotten a mile of cock run through her, you should wife her up.
Lois DVA 91 donated $50. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the very generous $50 donation. I don't know what you're thanking me for. I assume it's not for this article about not shaving your body. I assume it's for something else, but you're welcome. Thank you for your support. Anyway, yeah, just the thrust of the show for the kind of well, aside from the earlier articles about like welfare and inflation.
That was also a $50 donation too.
Yeah,
so
no,
a lot of thank you.
Yeah, thank you. $50. Yeah, you know, it's like instead of like gushing, he's just like, "Hey, thank you. Here's $50." Like, all right, there you go. Keeping it short and sweet.
The best type.
Yep. Who is doing that? What is? Anyway, I don't even know. I think it's Halsey. I think it's you, buddy, but I can't prove it. It might be my personal FBI agent. He's just like hacking in the wiretap.
Or maybe, just maybe, it's the Mexicans.
No, it's not. Because it sounds like a microphone thing. So it's either
sounds
you,
like a leaf blower out in the distance.
No, it sounds like it's either you and your microphone, or it's the FBI hacking into the phone line to listen and spy on me. Which, I mean, I'm live streaming. You don't need to hack my phone to listen. You can just watch the show.
Oh God,
it's so easy.
Yeah, you could just watch the show, or you could even donate $1 and join the Patreon bit.
Right, you could subscribe to me on Subscribestar and get my newsletter. I'm putting it all out there.
So in the article, it has a part of like, oh, but what did your boyfriend think about this? Which I guess I shouldn't be surprised that she has a boyfriend in current year.
Of course she does.
It says the truth was I didn't, because people kept asking her. So she was saying the data clearly demonstrated this was a pattern that people were going to ask her what her boyfriend thinks. Quote, the truth was I didn't know what my boyfriend thought about my hair experiment. He'd been away on a trip when I stopped shaving, and then he wasn't feeling well, so I hadn't seen him since I started growing it out.
Oh, you hold on, you cut out.
Oh, I said so. Basically, he was away on a trip when she stopped shaving, and then she said he wasn't feeling well, so she still hadn't seen him since she started growing her long hair out. So the boyfriend, I guess, still hasn't even seen the unshaven legs. So I guess supposedly she wouldn't do that if he was actually still there and gonna see the legs.
Well, see what's this gonna have? Fucking the Mexicans, man! I swear to God. Wolfman fetish. You know how like guys have now fetishized cucks, like cuckoldry? How it's like a porn. Like that wasn't a thing 20 years ago. Cuckold porn was not a thing. And now it's like a whole genre of guys who are like into their girlfriends or wives cheating on them in front of them, and they get off on the humiliation. And essentially, I have a theory. It's the same thing with thick girls, the BBWs. It's as women get worse and worse and worse, men fetishize how horrible women have become in order to cope with their, basically they have to take the deal because women are all they think about. So as women become worse, they fetishize women's bad behavior and they convince themselves they're into it. So women get fat and men convince themselves that big is beautiful and they like thick girls and also their shit. I've even seen anime girls that are morbidly obese. Like guys are into morbidly obese waifus. It's like, why? Just get a real. If you're into fat girls, it's fucking. This is the golden age. If you're into fat chicks, they're everywhere. You don't even need a waifu. Just get a fat chick. They're fucking dime a dozen.
But like the 2D ones don't like have that smell.
They don't. Well, I guess that's true. They do smell. Here's a secret, because I've dated fat girls in the past. Spray on deodorant. You want to fucking spray that deodorant in their little fucking folds, and you can titty fuck their fat rolls. That's like a little secret sex thing that only fat girls can do. Is you can titty fuck their fat rolls, and you can hold their belly up while you fuck them like the hood of a car. Have I disgusted anyone yet?
Yeah, dude, seriously, what in the fuck?
Okay. Anyway. Okay. So
But
back
no,
to
dude, you're really onto something though, despite all the hitting with thoughts of like buffalo fucking. But
well, hold on. There's a wife
Alice Show
who
donated
just came in.
$5. Pentagon is claiming that Russia is lying about HIMARS being destroyed. Women are lying about their past in jealousy and envy against men. Girls at my next door club offer OnlyFans accounts to men they reject at the club. They are making us MGTOW. How dare men decide they are not disposable? Most of my friends are MGTOW. Others have the zoo animal look or are on their way.
Yep. Well, man, imagine hitting on a girl at a club and she rejects you but gives you a card for her OnlyFans. Like, oh no, I'm not interested. But if you want to see my titties and butthole, here's my OnlyFans. Like she goes to the club as a form of marketing for her OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's like cold calling, but it's
Yeah.
like people that approach you first.
So here's the thing about the HIMARS. I don't really care whether the HIMARS are destroyed or not. It doesn't matter. Last I heard, Ukraine was supposed to retake Kherson, and I haven't heard shit about that. Like, what happened? Did they not retake the city? Did they get their asses kicked? What's going on? So, like, whether the HIMARS are destroyed or not is kind of irrelevant. Like, is Ukraine retaking cities? Are they pushing Russia back? No? Well, then what the fuck is the point? Who cares? Like, it's stupid. They're trying to still play this, like, propaganda. Like, the propaganda doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna have to actually start winning battles and taking back cities and pushing Russia back if you want to, like, bragging, oh, look at the HIMARS, they took out a tank. Who cares? Anyway. Going back to the whole thing about men pathologizing their women getting worse. So, cuckold porn became a thing. BBW, fat women porn became a thing. If women stop shaving, wolfman porn. Not werewolf, not full-on werewolf where they have, like, dog heads and everything. But, you know, like the wolfman, where, you know, the guy just had, like, kind of a sideburns and fangs and hairy hands. That's going to be the new thing. It's like wolfman porn where women have hairy bodies and it's like a wolfman thing. And guys are like, oh, you like, I like my wolf wussy, my wolf wussy. I don't know. My werewolf wussy. I don't know. Look, this is the next thing. Fat girls, cucks. Now it's going to be fucking wolfmen. And everyone's going to be like, I'm into werewolf pussy.
I think
this conversation is heading in a really dark direction.
But not like, you know how like in anime they have wolf monster girls, but they're just like anime girls with wolf ears and a tail. You know, like in Halloween where girls will be like, I'm a kitty cat, and they're just dressed like a slut with cat ears and a tail. It's like that. But no, I'm not talking about like that, like cat ears and a tail or wolf ears and a tail. I'm talking like hairy body, like a teen wolf or something like that. Like not a full-on werewolf where they have an animal head, but like just a hairy caveman-looking hairy body, and that's going to be. I promise you, men will fetishize it. They will fetishize it because they need to cope and deal with women getting shittier and shittier by the year and convince themselves that pussy is still worth it. So they have to pathologize and fetishize fat whores who stop shaving and look like wolfmen.
I mean, I think at that point, guys will just become furries, so everyone can just be wearing a suit and you can't actually like see what they actually look like.
Well, you won't even need a suit anymore. You just put a helmet, put like a mask on because your body will already be covered in fur. So you can just put on a little kind of animal mask.
By the way, I think the proper terminology would be wolfsy. Like WOLC.
Wolussy?
Kind of like woolsey, like almost like wool.
Wolussy. Would it be Wolussy? Or would it be like, would it, you break it up into 2 syllables, or I guess 3 syllables? Or would you kind of like, how would you break that up? Like wolf pussy, Wolussy, or Woolsey? Would it be Woolsey? Woolsey? Woolsey, not Wolussy?
I
Okay.
swear, this is fucking exhausting, man. Between the pronouns and the tranny shit and all of this, like the amount of new words that we have to learn just to function in society, and it's only getting worse.
Well, it's because of traps. So traps renamed their men buttholes to boy pussy. Which, no, it's not a boy pussy. It's a man's asshole. A man's asshole is not a kind of pussy. It's a man's asshole. But then they wanted to call it bussy. And then so everything has to be something ussy. So if you're in, like, there's this clown girl from Ace, whatever, that lawyer game, and they call it Clussy because it's clown
No
pussy.
Life Happy Life donated $5. Hoflation never ends. I've been single since 2015, got a waifu a few years ago, and it's great not caring about women anymore. My money, time and sanity are all mine. Thank you for opening my eyes, TFM.
Like, it's not just me, it's other, again, look, I've had some people tell me the doll didn't work for them and it was too creepy. Just